not when you're talking to the Forgotten, but rather when you're talking to Merlin, I believe, about the Forgotten, there's a prompt to say, is the Forgotten my inner child? Which, like, whoa, bravo, Disney. Oh my goodness. And yes, I would say yes. I would say the Forgotten is that inner child that got neglected as you grew up. And neglect is really, really horrible, especially to children, honestly. Hello, and welcome to Embodying Mystical Mac. I'm Mac, and if you're new here, thank you so much for joining. If you're returning, thank you so much for coming back. Today, I'm finally back. Hello, welcome. It feels so good to be here. That welcome was for me. It has been a crazy month. It's my birthday month, so I unfortunately was sick on my birthday, but I did end up just going to a little dinner. I wasn't contagious anymore, so I was able to go to dinner and have a really nice time and just spend my birthday with my favorite person. So it was really, really incredible. I started a full-time schedule. Things have been happening, so I just haven't been able to sit down and record. I actually have a little bit of a backlog going on. Little Mermaid, hello, oh my goodness. Gonna talk about that, so, stay tuned, subscribe, click the bell. And there's Elemental, which I'm gonna see. Haven't seen that one yet. What else do I got going on? I've got my Renfest, my Georgia Renfest video. Also, there's a little get ready with me. If you haven't caught that short, go ahead and check that out. Yeah, there's a backlog, and I gotta gear up because Wheel of Time Season 2 is coming. The dumpster fire. I'll witness it. I'll talk about it. I'll do my very best to get this shit. Oh, wow, I was really trying not to swear in the first, little bit, but, we're too excited, I guess. It's okay. Yeah, I'm going to try to get you the videos week to week, really, but, it'll be better because by then I won't be working full time anymore. But yeah, I'm really gonna go for it. So I've got to get this little backlog, and what a little way to start than with this video. Now, if you notice back there in front of the Flame of Tarvalin, we have a little Disney ear, Disney mini Mickey ear, that's what I mean. Yeah, for those of you listening on the podcast, if you would like to see what's going on, if you'd like to see my ridiculous, emotions, whatever, instead of just hear them, as well as my little decorative Mickey no, it's not Mickey, it's Minnie, because there's about Minnie ears in the background. Go ahead and move over to YouTube and check out the video of this when you're, done listening to the podcast. Take a peek. Thank you for listening to the podcast, by the way. So I'm here to talk to you about Disney Dreamlight Valley. Now, if you've been here for a bit, I did a little 1,000 subscriber celebration live stream where I live streamed some Disney Dreamlight Valley, and so much has happened in the game since then. And I was so incredibly deeply touched by the ending of... Oh yeah, I'm a little bit still on getting rid of the cough, so if there's any of that, I apologize. I'll have James edit most of that stuff out, but can't help from clearing my throat now and then. As I was saying, I was deeply touched by the storyline that we got for the end of Act 1, is what people are calling it, in Disney Dreamlight Valley, and I really wanted to talk about it, because it kind of just aligns with so much of what I'm about and what I try to promote here. So, before I go on, there will be spoilers for Disney Dreamlight Valley. If you have not played through yet, or if you want to get the game and you just haven't hopped on yet, I don't want you to be spoiled, so go ahead and move away. Okay, we're good. Where do I start? So I'm going to be I realize there are a lot of different side quests and things, but I'm going to be particularly talking about the storyline that's going on, meaning the story from you getting to the valley, dealing with the mess that the Forgotten left, finding the Forgotten, having all of that culminate into this honestly very deep and magical ending that I did not expect. Like, of course I expected magical. It's Disney. What am I talking about? But I just came to realize, like, whoa, this game is not really for kids. Okay, let me take that back. It's not for young kids, okay? Do I think young kids will have a blast playing this game? 100%, yes. However, the themes in this Act 1 ending storyline, the themes of recognizing your inner child, the themes of depression, the themes of not being able to speak about your feelings, which then worsens your depression. It was just so, like, I was tearing up while I was doing it. I even, for one of the quests, the Forgotten Relics quest, which is this quest that, and don't worry, I'll take you through, but which is this quest that you have to basically relive, like, your worst memories from right before you left the valley, where you just didn't care and you mistreated your friends. And I was, like, really struggling because you had to live that memory as if you were the Forgotten. So what is the Forgotten? What the hell am I talking about? For those of you that just like to hear me talk, thank you, by the way, I appreciate you. The storyline to Disney Dreamlight Valley. So Disney Dreamlight Valley is this game where it kind of sounds like, if you're thinking of Stardew Valley, it kind of is very similar. They took a lot of what Animal Crossing has going on, probably what some Stardew has going on. I haven't played Stardew, so I don't fully know. And it's essentially this, like, you know, life sim game where you get plopped into this valley that is now overrun with these, like, purple thorns, and it's pretty, like, empty and kind of just not very happy in there. But you find yourself hearing that this used to be a really lovely place where friendship thrived and all of these different Disney characters lived, and essentially you learn that you were the ruler. Now, as the story unfolds, you kind of realize that ruler is a very, very big word, because what's true, what actually happened is that you would come to this valley when you were a child, and you would essentially play with all of your favorite characters, you know, and become their best friends and all of this really beautiful stuff. And and by the way, all of the stuff that I'm giving you, it's all stuff that I'm inferring from what we got. This has not necessarily all been said in the game, but this is what I'm interpreting it to be. As you grew up, you essentially became less and less present there, and you even became a pessimistic presence, and kind of a very negative energy in the valley. And because of the negative energy that you brought, you sort of left the valley very overrun with thorns, and you caused this thing called the forgetting, which caused everybody to forget that they ever lived in the valley and were your friend and had all these other friends and these other Disney characters from different places. I was gonna say movies, but, you know, to them it's places. And essentially how the game goes is you slowly start to bring back different characters from their given realms. You know, the Lion King characters from the Pride Lands, the Lilo and Stitch character. Wait, did Lilo and Stitch? No, they didn't have a realm. The Frozen characters from the Enchanted Forest, so on and so forth. And as you start to bring back more characters, each different character contributes to the story, right? The storyline that happens in different quests, and you gather more information. You also gather these memories that are pictures that you look at, and you can get different messages from them. And a lot of these memories are actually these scribbles. I mean, I shouldn't say scribbles. They're kind of like these rune-like drawings from the Forgotten. And you start to piece together what happened. And what culminates is you figuring out what really happened right before the forgetting, like, really took over the valley, and what kind of happened to the Forgotten. Infused into this is this insane rainbow potato quest. Yes, that sounds insane. I know. That gives you the cutest companion ever, because you can get animal companions in Disney Dreamlight Valley. You feed different animals, and every time you feed one type of animal twice, they become your animal companion. And then when you're like switching your clothes, essentially you can switch out different companions. And if you bought like the ultimate version of the game, or if you, I don't know, participated in certain events and things, you can also get access to special companions. And this is a very, very special companion. And I love that little, I shouldn't say little, that entire quest was massive to collect all of those things, but super, super fucking worth it. All right. So fucking worth it. And anyway, this is like the most ADHD comeback ever. We learn what really happened. And so this is what I want to get into. What really happened right before the forgetting, and right before everybody kind of dispersed to their different realms and time passed, and then, you know, before you come back to the valley. So what ends up happening is we learn a while back that the Forgotten is actually ourselves. They're a part of ourselves, this sort of shadow aspect of ourselves. Do you see how deep we're getting here? Oh my goodness. And we don't really know what's going on with them until we get to these quests, these ending quests, and we witness them in their last few memories before they kind of fucked the valley and, you know, left, and everything kind of got wrecked. And in these memories, it's very clear because you're playing as the Forgotten. And so, you know, you're given prompts. You're typically given 3 different prompts when you're having a conversation with characters. And in each memory, all of the prompts are all negative. And what I mean by that is there's not even an option to talk about your negative feelings. So, and that's what makes the prompts negative. It's not the fact that you have negative feelings. It's the fact that not even in any of the prompts can you talk about it, which tells you the Forgotten is really going through something that to me seems a lot like an intense depression, and even, I want to say, like, ideas of unaliving. And again, this is stuff that I'm inferring. But to give you an example, you'd be talking to a character, and, you know, the characters would notice that something's up, and they'd be like, oh, my character's name is Lumeria. And they'd be like, oh, Lumeria, you seem rather different lately. Is there something going on? And then your prompts would be, you wouldn't understand. Or, God, everything's fine. Or, yeah, like, whatever. Literally, kind of those kinds of things. Very, like, teenage answers. Like, teenage angsty kind of answers. But given all of the information that you've been given, and all of these different conversations and the forgettings kind of like musings to themselves, you realize that it just goes much deeper than that. There's a true hopelessness there. And it's so deep. It's such a deep, deep hopelessness that they really feel that nobody will understand, even if they say something, and therefore they won't. And it's really hard for them to the point where they don't even have words or ways to communicate the really hard feelings that they're going through. This in turn causes them to make really bad decisions, ending up in causing the forgetting. And as I was going through each of these different memories and living through each of these different moments, I couldn't help but feel deep, 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 deep sorrow and compassion. Because this is a reality so often. And I really love that this game brought this out. So what ends up following all of that is you learn that the Forgotten actually opened up this different realm and locked themselves away in this dark version of the magic castle that is in the Dreamlight Valley. And in this castle, you know, it's overrun with giant thorns. Things are broken all over the place. It's actually where you find the little fox statue that you feed this magical, incredibly time-consuming rainbow potion, and you get your awesome new magical rainbow fox companion. And you learn that amidst all this, you learn that the Forgotten ended up concocting this like ultimate curse, and they're going to essentially destroy the valley. And what you have to do is you have to get to them first. Now that you've learned that they weren't evil, that they weren't trying to make all these horrible things happen, they were actually deeply sad and felt really alone. And the interesting thing about depression and loneliness and these particular kinds of mental illnesses, it's that they kind of try to trick you. I shouldn't say they as if like a mental illness is, you know, some entity outside of yourself. The way that this tends to manifest within a person, from my experience and from quite a few experiences that I have been privileged to listen to, it almost feels like you're the only one who feels that way and nobody can possibly understand. And that kind of loneliness it's corrosive. It can be really corrosive. We need close connections. We need people that care about us and that we care about. And this was true for the Forgotten. And it's kind of interesting because they were like this shadow version of yourself because you sort of left them behind as you grew up. That part of you that used to play in the valley, right? It's kind of interesting too because in one of the prompts, you can, not when you're talking to the Forgotten, but rather when you're talking to Merlin, I believe, about the Forgotten, there's a prompt to say, is the Forgotten my inner child? Which, like, whoa, bravo, Disney. Oh my goodness. And yes, I would say yes. I would say the Forgotten is that inner child that got neglected as you grew up. And neglect is really, really horrible, especially to children, honestly. I could go on in a whole other video about that. So let's put a pin in that for literally like a whole ass other time. But to continue, all of that made the Forgotten get to this place where they just wanted to blow the whole thing up. Not like literally as in like a bomb, but as in just destroy the whole valley, every bit of it, because they were so upset. And by the time you find them, they've started the spell, and there's no way to really, they can't stop it, I should say. They can't stop it. There's no way for them to stop it. And this whole conversation that goes down genuinely, again, brought tears to my eyes. This time, tears of joy. Because you tell them, you know, you're like, you don't have to do this. And they go, well, I have no other choice. Like, it's already going. You left me all this stuff. And I'm not sure if you get to tell them, you know, I'm sorry. But essentially, you let them know that even though they've been alone, they don't have to be alone anymore. that, you know, everybody in the valley is going to accept them back, that they do have a place amongst their friends if they want it. And they go, I mean, all of that sounds great. They even get to a point, they go, but I can't stop this spell. And this is the part where, you know, it's predictable, it's Disney, but it still had the intended impact. And you go, well, we can stop it together. And then you have the shadow version of you know, throwing dark magic at the thing. Dark magic, I'd just say it that, as opposed to what you have, which is light magic. And together, you guys stop the spell. And yes, that is awesome and super touching, but the part that like really, really, really warmed my heart the most is when you guys make it back to the valley and they're scared that everybody's gonna judge them, that everybody's gonna not want them there because of all of the havoc that they've caused. And they see that that's not true. They see that they're just happy that they're back and that they're okay. And I know, like, I'm sure there are some people that are like, wow, this girl is like really getting worked up about this. Yeah, I'm getting worked up about that because you know what? If more people had that, our world may not be so fucking ugly. Or I should say, the beauty of humanity would be what we see more than the ugliness. And yeah, Disney's a giant corporation, and I'm not unaware of the ways that they are definitely not helpful to people and this planet alike. However, everything on this earth has negatives, has downsides, and the fact that they're consistently creating products, whether it's this, it's Gameloft. It's Gameloft with, I would imagine Disney's assistance. But the fact that Disney is consistently putting their names on things that, whether it's their movies or their games or even like their experiences when you go to the parks and things like that, they're consistently putting their names on things that are promoting inclusion, that are promoting love, that are promoting kindness, that are promoting this idea of never let go of play and never let go of that inner child. I love that. I will never not love that. And I had a blast playing this last storyline. Like, I really did. What can I say? Yeah. I will never not appreciate when values that create a kinder, healthier, more conscious world are upheld. And I'm insanely grateful to Disney for being capable and willing to promote those things. Yeah. That is what I got for you regarding Disney Dreamlight Valley. If you've played the game, let me know. Let me know in the comments what you think about it. If you want to play the game, let me know in the comments what's stopping you. If you don't know what's going on but you have thoughts, please go ahead and put them down below. Please be mindful. Please be kind. We're all humans here. And yeah, man, I just had such a fun time. I was so touched, and I'm just super excited. I really love it when, all the games I've played have made me feel so cozy and so excited and so inspired, and I will never not be a champion for video games because they really make you feel things. And I love it. I love it. I'm going to feel them anyway. I might as well be prompted at times, right? It's on purpose then. Thank you so much. If you made it this far, please subscribe. Please click the bell. Please like this video. That all really, really helps as I'm continuing to make this my full-time job so that it can be my full-time job. It'd be such a happy day, such a happy life. So if you want to help me out, it costs you nothing and literally does everything for me. So please like, please subscribe, please click that bell because I do post regularly, but I don't post on a schedule. And while I've got this full-time schedule for the summer, I'm going to be posting a little bit less frequently, most likely. Not as long as what it was this last little bit, but probably like one video a week. Sometimes I might not be able to get a video out until a couple weeks. So yeah, help a sister out. If you would like to financially support me and help me, get to this full-time thing a little bit sooner, you can also check out my affiliates below. I just have a couple, and they are It Just Works Deodorant, which is an incredible deodorizing supplement, and Natural Shilajit, which is a really awesome just little detoxer for your body that you can stir into any hot beverage. It's really amazing. Go check them out below. You can also book a tarot reading. I do tarot readings. They're usually about 30 minutes and they are $40, and we can go as wide lens on your whole sort of life situation, or we can narrow in. They're pretty fun, and they typically end up being really insightful. So if you'd like to book, that would also help me out. Lastly, if you just want to help me financially, but you don't want to do any of that, you can go ahead and check out my Venmo, which is also in the description. As a reminder, you totally don't have to help me financially. Liking, subscribing, and clicking the bell helps me financially. Yeah, so lots of options to support here. Lastly, if you would like to follow me on social media, my handle is @EmbodyMysticalMac, and I do have a music account. I'm currently creating music. That's Mac and the Music. So check all that out if you are interested. Otherwise, I will see you next time. Stay mystical, stay grounded, and if you're a gamer, let me know what games you play. I'll catch you all. Mwah.